Bank Stadium in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Ball is teed up. Chris Boswell to do the honors. And we're off from US Bank Stadium. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game. All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10. Starting the drive with a give to Jones. He's only going to manage to get back to the line. Cole Holcomb there on the stop. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
Made it all look so simple, didn't he? That linebacker sorting right through the traffic, finding the runner. That's instincts come to life.
2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Throwing here, Darnold. An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
Third and long for him here. Complete beyond the marker. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. It's a gain of 27 yards to move the chains.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
Let's see how they attack this first down, Brock, from the 43. Straight ahead they go with Jones. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Offense to the line for 2nd down. Throwing now, off play action. Has the connection to Hawkinson. And they limit the damage just a few yards on that game. Tackling like his dad, Joey Porter Jr. making that play.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
Here he is on 3rd and long. He has the first over the middle. And he gets this forward to the 19. A big play, 23 yards to move those chains.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
Still on the move, coming to the line for 1st and 10. Now a give up the middle to Jones. And he'll turn this into a solid gain down at the 14. First down play, nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
Brings up 2nd and 5.
Jones once more. And a bit of deja vu as they stop him at the line once again.
Big man up front said, "Not in my house." Let me tell you, Kate, once you're in the grasp of one of those big old fellas on the D-line, you're done. They would say it on the East Coast like this: it's over. Over.
From the gun on 3rd down. And he's tackled with the first down yardage. All right, still scoreless through 1 quarter, but that looks like it's going to change pretty soon. Hopefully no shortage of excitement coming up in the 2nd. More from US Bank Stadium after the break. It's Vikings ball as we return for the second, and they've got to be thinking points here. They'll run here with Jones. And he can only manage 1 yard. The defenders were at the ready to bring him down.
Okay, all right. There's a little progress on 1st and goal. You keep it safe, you push a little closer, and now you're set up for what you want to do on 2nd down.
Here's 2nd and goal from the 6. Another try for Jones. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. They move 2 yards closer. That's going to bring up 3rd and goal from the 5.
Well, you're getting a little bit closer, but you can feel the pressure starting to mount. Unless you're committed to playing 4 downs here, this becomes a critical 3rd down call.
Third down from the gun. Oh my, it's intercepted in the end zone. Picked off by Joey Porter Jr. The 40. Hits the 20. And he takes this one back with a pick 6. But we all saw his teammates yelling at him, go down for the touchback. Yeah, no chance of that. He saw a lane to take it from one end zone to the other, and he did just that.
You know, and in that sense, he's no different than a kick returner bringing it out of the end zone. That's why some think DBs make the best return men. They just got that unique way of seeing the field, whether it's on a kickoff or going 100+ for a pick 6. Wow.
A quick chance at redemption after that pick 6 as it's sent away. Ty Chandler to return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Getting right back to it after that interception. Able to find Hawkinson. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs.
That's good. For Vikings, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Football on that 47-yard line, 1st down. Darnold looking to throw. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
It's another first half mistake. He's intercepted again. Has room down the left sideline. And forget the interception. He makes this a pick 6 touchdown. Second time he's had an errant throw taken back for 6 in this half, Brock. As a quarterback, how do you come back from this knowing there's so much game left?
How do you come back from it, or how do your family and friends come back from it? I know as I get older, I think about them more and more. As a competitor, you're just going to grit your teeth and do what you can. But for the loved ones following, that's a tough second pick 6 to watch.
Boswell to add the PAT. That's no good. The veteran mishits one rather surprisingly, and they leave a point after on the table. So following the missed point after, the chance to take his frustrations out on that football as he sends this away. Chandler now on the return. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Back to the air, following the pick six. He lets one fly deep downfield. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
Defender's not going to be thrilled the catch was almost made on his watch, but more importantly, he breaks it up. Gives him a chance to do a little jawing after the play. Lets the other guy know he roughed him up and cost him that catch.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Here's Darnold. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
That sure ended up being a worst-case scenario. Pass rush just kept coming and bearing down, and he was looking for an escape that wasn't there. It's just one of those plays in hindsight, Kate, where you really got to understand, I got to cut bait, cut my losses, and avoid such a negative play.
Shotgun now on 3rd down. Fits it through the middle. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. Vikings out of the hurry-up, need everyone back to the line.
Vikings, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
To throw, here's Darnold. Finds a seam down the middle. And he flips the field for them before being taken down. So we finished 2 quarters. A couple more to come after this short break. More of the NFL on EA Sports after this. Well, that first half, certainly an interesting one. Kate, Scott, Brock Ewart with you as we get back and see what the 2nd half has in store for us. Here's Reichert set to kick this away. His return starts at the 5. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. On the carry, this is Najee Harris. And he'll have a small 4-yard chunk there. That tackle made by Blake Cashman.
That is just a good, solid run right there. I know it's pretty basic commentary, but sometimes football can be basic. It keeps you on schedule, that kind of yards per carry, and you move the sticks.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Harris once more. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. That's good for 7 yards. And that's a Steelers 1st down.
That's the type of call that offensively, man, it just builds so much confidence. I don't even think they were looking to get the 1st down. Just get to a manageable 3rd down, but instead they move the chains, and that is one disheartening look on that defense.
Forces that one, and it's intercepted. Harrison Smith with the INT. but now that defense working hard to take it away.
Not wasting any time, are they? You know, they love to say about baseball, Kate, baseball's a game of adjustments. So is the NFL, and especially in the second half. You have all that data from the first half. You want to take it all in, and defensively you want to adjust exactly what they did to take the ball away there to begin the second.
Now Darnold. And the first down pass sent away by a defender, incomplete. He was looking for T.J. Hawkinson. And it's going to be second down.
With all due respect to some of the great linebackers back in the day, to play the position today, man, you've got to be versatile. You can't just be a come up and stuff the run. You got to play coverage. And these defenses more and more rely on you to break up throws just like that.
Second and 10 now. He throws a bullet deep to the right side.
You hear defensive coaches preach this all the time about not giving up the big play. Keep everything in front of you. They're going to need to stay vigilant because he's definitely a receiver who can take the lid off of a defense.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have third down here. Now they'll throw out of the gun. He's loaded another one up. And they really went for it on third down, didn't they? But the heave falls incomplete. Now they're facing fourth down. Looking for his wide receiver there. So that brings up fourth and long.
You hear defensive coaches on every practice field we're on preach not giving up the big play, especially at the NFL level. They'll need to stay vigilant because they're definitely going to use that receiver to take the lid off this defense again.
Defense coming off that incompletion needs one more stop here on fourth. They're going for this. Oh, brother, it's another interception. And the Steelers get the football back inside the 45-yard line after the interception. Well, no doubt they envisioned that as the start of a second-half push for the lead. But the defense, well, defense had other ideas, Brock, protecting their team's advantage and taking possession back on the first play of the series.
Not the way you needed to start the half if you were thinking comeback, but exactly the way to start the half if you're trying to take this lead and step on it. That's a defender who sensed the need for a splash play and delivers. I talked to a bunch of different GMs, Kate, especially around draft time, and they all say the same thing. Linebackers are so hard to find. It's hard to transition from the college game that's in so much space to this game where you've got to play in a phone booth yet.
And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Byron Murphy picks it. And the Vikings will set up just a little bit shy of the 40 following the tackle. Well, no doubt there was some doom and gloom on the sideline following their interception, right? But a little bit of new life now as their defense picks them up, gets it right back for them.
Hey, I am all for a nice little game of one-upmanship between these two defenses. You picked our guy off, fine. We'll answer right away. See how you follow that up.
Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. What a hit! He gets flattened to the ground.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes second and third down a whole lot easier to manage.
From the 42. Has the connection to Jones. And he gets leveled just before he reaches the marker, and that hit prevents a first down.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to third down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
Here's Darnold to throw. Just got it away before the hit, but it doesn't matter. It's incomplete. Fourth down coming up.
I think that time the defense was thinking a run play was going to come at him, right? Actually, most of us probably thought that was the right call. Still, Wasn't a problem for them to adapt and get into coverage and force now a 4th down.
Defense coming off that incompletion needs one more stop here on 4th. And he'll be brought down after getting to the 47-yard line. They come through with 6 yards there, Brock, and they're rewarded with a new...
Come on now. Was there any doubt who they were going to go to right there? That was always going to be a run play. No problem converting on 4th.
That excitement brings us to the end of the quarter. They'll have a shiny new set of downs to play with to start the 4th. It's Vikings football. They're down, but not out on the scoreboard. Football on that 47-yard line, 1st down. Darnold. No luck on the connection. It's incomplete. Almost a completion of the wrong team there. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. Give him 32 on that play. And that's going to give the Vikings the 1st down.
The analytics are pretty clear. It's hard to move the ball in this league with short little dinks and dunks. You've got to get the explosive chunk. You got to get the big play, and that throw to the outside, that gets the job done.
Into the red zone after that big pickup. It's 1st and 10 from the 15. Working inside the red zone. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Working across the middle, Brock, it is tough for anybody to make plays through all that mess, even when you're the biggest and baddest pass catcher on the roster.
But as a tight end, you're going to be disappointed because that's what you're paid to do. It's one thing for those undersized receivers you talk about. It's another one for these big tight ends. You are paid to make that catch through contact, and he couldn't do it.
Into traffic, complete. And a nice gain here, but it stopped short of the 1st.
That's the gain of 7. Brings up 3rd and 3.
Trying to throw here out of the gun. And they pick him off again. Cole Holcomb has it. And the Steelers have it after forcing his 4th INT of the day. Well, how quickly things can change. They were looking so good just a couple of plays ago, and suddenly, not anymore. A red zone look comes up empty with that interception.
I think the pressure got to him there, Kate. And I don't even mean all those pass rushers, although they were certainly coming too. I mean the pressure of being 3rd down in the red zone. That's where you got to slow yourself down as a quarterback and know you've got to simply protect the football.
Rolling left, buying some time. And he runs out of bounds a yard or two behind the line. Couldn't get all the way back. That's going to count as a sack.
You know, Kate, that's one of those situations where the game just, I think, speeds up on the QB a little bit. He doesn't flip it out of bounds before he goes out. It's going to end up as a sack on the stat sheet for the defense, and they earned it with effort, chasing him all the way to the sidelines.
And this one's only forward to about the 9. It's only a gain of 1. Back-to-back misfires on the ground, and they're facing 3rd and long. Now Wilson on the play fake. Cover man is there, and he harmlessly knocks it away. Incomplete. So a timeout comes in. It looks like the defense using its first stops this game as we get close to our 2-minute warning.
I know a DB in the stat sheet loves to see INT and not PBU, but as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible, he does the next best thing and knocks it away.
On 4th down, the Steelers are going to turn to Cameron Johnston to punt this away. And this somehow is only going to be our first punt of the game. And he gets it away from his end zone. He'll just call for a fair catch here, and what incredible field position for them after that kick. No return on that punt. And it's going to be Vikings football. They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Looking to throw here and shake off that previous INT. And he's going to score. Touchdown, Minnesota. The Vikings now within 1 score in the 4th. It's a Justin Jefferson touchdown. They were throwing for it there, and they didn't care who knew about it, Bronk. And it turns out, hey, nothing was going to stop them either.
Yeah, there's something about an empty formation. You are declaring to a defense, other than QB draw, this ball is going to be in the air. But at the same time, you also force the defense's hand. There's only so many coverages they can play, and they just exposed them.
So here's the kickoff, Brock. Just 6 points now separating our teams. Patterson now to return it. He stopped on the return at the 27.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. They're carried by Harris here to start the drive. And they're able to grind him to a halt after a pickup of 4. It's the 2-minute warning here in Minneapolis. Steelers leading by 6. Second and 6 coming up here. Staying on the ground with Harris. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down. Now just 4 seconds after our 2-minute warning, we've got another pause. Timeout taken by the defense. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. I'll try to run it with Harris. Has the first, but wants more. He's past the 45. And he takes this into enemy territory to the 48-yard line.
That right there, that will make the coaches happy. He didn't just get the first down, but got a healthy chunk of bonus yards afterwards.
1st down, and they go right back to it. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Kid, I'll never forget walking into the Hall of Famer Dwight Freeney's meeting room with those defensive linemen. The late, great John Tierlink, his coach, he had a little sign up in his office, and it was sacks, and that money sign was the S, because ends and D linemen make their money with sacks. But you win games when they stop the run like that for a tackle for loss.
This is Harris on 2nd down. And he'll get this through the midfield stripe and starts pushing into Vikings territory. Moving in the right direction that time, but only 2 yards picked up, so it's 3rd and 9. handoff for Harris, running right. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. It's a gain of 2. They're left with 4th and 7. So the Steelers come in and take this on the road. And finally, Brock, they can exhale and take a few breaths. Because I don't imagine any of them were breathing easy during that one with how close this game was.
Them or us? We're both.
All of us.
Yeah,
All of the above.
It is so hard, Kate, to match the adrenaline surge they feel right now, and that they felt at every major turn throughout the second half. There's just something about a close game, the intensity that's there in every moment that you love to experience as a player, and that you hope in all these moments you can execute so you're the one celebrating and riding that wave of emotion.